Monsterverse fans are eagerly awaiting the theatrical release of Godzilla Kong's Supernova. One of the biggest topics of discussion: which new adversary can we expect? Well, it now seems as good as certain. The legendary SpaceGodzilla awaits us. This is hinted at by actor Matthew Modine, who shared the Japanese poster for Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla, along with the scene from the old film on his Instagram account. Now, this is unlikely to be a mere coincidence. When the title Supernova was announced, many fans already speculated it would involve the Godzilla variant from outer space. In the Japanese cult classic, Godzilla's cells were cast into space, fell into a black hole, re-emerged from a white hole, and were exposed to the energy of a supernova, resulting in their transformation into a powerful, crystal-covered monster with supernatural abilities. Matthew Modine plays a general who is set to take on a central role in the fight against the new threat. Also part of the cast are Caitlin Dever, Jack O'Connell, and Jurassic Park icon Sam Neill. Likewise confirmed is the return of Dan Stevens as Trapper Beasley. Part 3 is directed by Grant Sputor, known for the sci-fi thriller I Am Mother, and filming for Godzilla Kong's Supernova has been ongoing since April. The theatrical release is scheduled for March 26, 2027. Work on Dune 3, officially titled Dune Messiah, is progressing. According to the well-connected industry portal Nexus Point News, 2 new actors are joining the film's cast, and this raises several questions about the plot. The talk is of Nakoa Wolf Momoa and Idra Brooke, who will take on the roles of Leto II and Ganima, the twin children of Paul Atreides and Chani. In the original novel, these characters have just been born. However, since the actors are noticeably older, we may be in for a significant time jump. Alternatively, they could also appear in a vision of Paul's future, similar to his sister Aaliyah in Dune Part 2. By the way, if the name Nakoa Wolf Momoa caught your attention, it's because he's actually the son of Jason Momoa, who plays Duncan Idaho. Denis Villeneuve will once again direct Dune 3. Filming is scheduled to begin in summer 2025, with a planned theatrical release date of December 18, 2026. And a familiar name is also back to compose the soundtrack, none other than Hans Zimmer. Filming for the new Masters of the Universe movie from Amazon has officially been completed. This was announced by lead actor Nicholas Galitzine on his Instagram account, along with a new picture of him in the He-Man costume. Fittingly, he wrote, "Well, that's a wrap on Masters of the Universe. It has been an honor shouldering the responsibility of playing Adam and He-Man. It's been the role of a lifetime, and I put everything into it." According to initial reports, the new Masters of the Universe film differs significantly from the original in several ways. For example, the plot does not begin on the planet Eternia, but on Earth. 10-year-old Adam crashes in a spaceship and loses his magical power sword in the process. Only later does he return to his home planet and confront the evil Skeletor. Although the cast includes some big names, it's also sparking discussion. For instance, Idris Elba takes on the role of Man-at-Arms, while Skeletor is played by Jared Leto. Masters of the Universe is scheduled to open in theaters on June 5th, 2026. What are your thoughts on the hero's look? Do you think the casting choices work? Or are you having doubts? Share your opinion in the comments. The Annecy International Animation Film Festival just took place in France, the event for animated films. In addition to sneak peeks of Zootopia 2 and Elio, the first 2 minutes of Toy Story 5 were also shown. In the scene, a bunch of Buzz Lightyear figures are stranded in the wilderness and seem to be magically drawn to the stars. Pixar also introduced the film's main villain, a children's tablet named LilyPad. The story seems to revolve around how the new technology comes into Bonnie's life and how the old toys deal with it. The movie is set to hit theaters on June 19, 2026. There was also a first image for the Pixar film Hoppers. In it, animal lover Mabel transfers her mind into a robot beaver and uncovers secrets in the animal world that she never could have imagined. The film is scheduled for release on March 6, 2026. Also introduced was a new movie from the creators of Luca titled Gatto. The story is set in Venice and follows a black cat named Nero, who is indebted to a local mafia boss. What makes it special is its unique visual style, combining 3D animation with a hand-painted look. Gatto is set to open in theaters on June 18, 2027. Another highlight of the festival was the French animated film Arco. The story centers on a time-traveling boy who ends up stranded in the year 2075. Among those behind the project is producer Natalie Portman. Arco won the Crystal Award for Best Feature Film at the Annecy Festival. At the moment, it's not yet known when the movie will be released. The perhaps most lovable superhero family ever is making a return. Incredibles 3 is in the works, and a director has finally been found. As The Hollywood Reporter reveals, Peter Sohn will direct the movie. He's the creative mind behind Pixar hits such as Elemental and The Good Dinosaur. He takes over from Brad Bird, who was responsible for the first two movies. Although Bird will no longer be directing Incredibles 3, he remains closely involved with the project. Currently, he's working on the screenplay for the sequel. The story about a superhero family that has to lead a normal life has already grossed around $1.8 billion thanks to two movies. A release date for Incredibles 3 has yet to be set. There's been a casting audition for the new Star Wars movie Starfighter. At Star Wars Celebration 2025, it was already announced that Ryan Gosling will take on the lead role. Now, several media outlets are reporting on the casting of Mia Goth. The actress is best known for the horror films X, Pearl, and Maxine. She has a number of high-profile projects lined up for the future as well. Later this year, she'll star in Guillermo del Toro's new interpretation of Frankenstein on Netflix. And she's also part of the cast of Christopher Nolan's action epic, The Odyssey. Now, according to the trade portal The Hollywood Reporter, Ryan Gosling will play a character who must protect a young charge from evil pursuers in Star Wars Starfighter. Mia Goth is to play one of these pursuers. According to the portal, this year's Oscar winner Mikey Madison was initially intended for the role. However, the casting process came to nothing due to money matters. The movie will be directed by Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy. At Star Wars Celebration 2025 in Japan, Levy revealed a few more details about Starfighter. It's not a prequel, not a sequel. It's a new adventure. It's set in a period of time that we haven't seen explored yet. Starfighter is therefore a standalone story with new characters, independent of the well-known Skywalker saga. The movie is set 5 years after Episode 9, and filming is scheduled to begin in the fall of 2025. A release date is already known too. Star Wars Starfighter will be released in cinemas on May 28, 2027. We're getting casting news for the Harry Potter series almost daily. According to the trade magazine Deadline, 9 additional actors have now joined the cast of the reboot. The new faces of the Malfoy family are attracting particular attention. Lox Pratt will take on the role of young Draco Malfoy, while actor Johnny Flynn is set to play his father Lucius Malfoy. Harry's dreaded relatives, the Dursleys, have also been cast. Belle Powley will appear as Petunia Dursley, with Daniel Rigby playing Vernon Dursley. A new face for the Weasley family has likewise been confirmed. Catherine Parkinson, known from the IT Crowd for example, will play Ron's mother Molly Weasley. Casting for the Hogwarts students is progressing as well. New additions include Leo Early as Seamus Finnegan, Alicia Leone as Parvati Patil, and Sienna Musa as Lavender Brown. The role for the Minister of Magic Cornelius Fudge will be played by Bertie Carvel. A few weeks ago, the main roles were finally announced. Dominic McLaughlin will step into the role of Harry Potter, while Alastair Stout will be seen as Ron Weasley and Arabella Stanton as Hermione Granger. These 3 young talents were chosen from over 32,000 applicants, the result of a selection process lasting several months that began in September 2024. Shooting is expected to begin in the summer of 2025 at Warner Bros. Studios Leavesden in the UK. An exact release date has not been announced yet. Originally, the series was planned for 2026, but 2027 now seems more likely. The How to Train Your Dragon remake is currently making waves in cinemas, and the sequel is already in development, once again by mastermind Dean DeBlois, who also directed the original animated trilogy. The director has now revealed some exciting details about How to Train Your Dragon 2. In an interview with the portal discussing film, one statement in particular caused a bit of a surprise. "There are still regrets I have that I would love to address in the live-action version." The director kept to himself what exactly he meant by this, but the prospect of changes in Part 2 is surprising, especially since the first live-action film closely followed the animated original in terms of content. However, this faithfulness to the original also led to discussions among fans. Some wondered why a remake was even necessary if so few changes were made. Others, however, argue that the movie worked so well precisely because it successfully translates the strength of the animated version into a live-action adaptation. DeBlois also spoke with the website comicbook.com about Hiccup's mother, Valka. In the original, the character was voiced by Hollywood star Cate Blanchett. The director hopes that Blanchett will be available for the live-action adaptation as well. And it's already known when the next adaptation will be released. How to Train Your Dragon 2 is set to hit theaters on June 11th, 2027. The cast of the new Hunger Games prequel keeps on getting more and more impressive. 2 more actors have now been announced. And once again, among them is a true superstar. We're talking about Hollywood legend Glenn Close. In the new movie, she'll play the role of Dursula Sickle. She's the escort of the tributes from District 12 and is known as a career-driven woman, ruthless and cruel. Her husband, Magno Stift, will be played by Billy Porter. Some of Porter's most notable productions include the series American Horror Story and Posse. Magno Stift is the stylist of the tributes. The new film is based on the novel Sunrise of the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. The main character this time is Haymitch Abernathy, Katniss's future mentor, who takes part in the 50th Hunger Games. Thus, the new film is set 24 years before the main story of the Hunger Games. The role of Haymitch will be played by Joseph Zada. Coriolanus Snow will be portrayed by none other than Voldemort actor Ralph Fiennes. Also part of the cast are Ghostbusters star McKenna Grace, Karate Kid actor Ben Wang, and Jesse Plemons as Plutarch Heavensbee. The role of the charismatic Caesar Flickerman will be played by Oscar winner Kieran Culkin. Filming for the prequel is set to begin in July 2025, and Francis Lawrence will once again direct the movie. He's directed every Hunger Games movie since Catching Fire and is also known for I Am Legend. The theatrical release is slated for November 20th, 2026. After Fallout, the next video game adaptation for Walton Goggins is now likely to follow. He's reportedly in talks for a prominent role in the new Street Fighter movie. According to insider Jeff Snyder, the role is that of antagonist M. Bison, a character played by Raul Julia in the first film adaptation. The masked country musician Orville Peck could also play a role, more specifically Vega, a mysterious fighter with a mask and claws. Comedian Eric Andre is expected to play an energetic ring announcer who gets the audience excited. Previously, Andrew Koji, Noah Centineo, superstar Jason Momoa, and wrestler Roman Reigns had already been confirmed as cast members. Although an official theatrical release date has yet to be set, experts anticipate a release either in late 2026 or early 2027. The movie will be directed by Bad Trip director Kateo Sakurai. After a long wait, there's finally a new Silent Hill movie coming to theaters, and it's even directed by Christophe Gans, the director of the first installment in the series, the surprise success of 2006. Return to Silent Hill starring Jeremy Irvine will be an adaptation of the most beloved part of the game franchise, Silent Hill 2. Now there's an exciting update that has caught our attention. The movie has received an age rating in Germany, even though there is no official release date yet. Usually, many movies get their final rating only a few days prior to hitting theaters. In Germany, Return to Silent Hill has been rated suitable for audiences aged 16 and over. In the United States, it's therefore likely that the movie will receive an R rating from the MPAA. Based on the interview with the director conducted by Jeux Video, the movie was completed in January 2025, 9 months later than originally planned. They're now looking for a suitable release window, with possibilities including Halloween or early 2026. On the bright side, a Return to Silent Hill trailer is expected to be released soon. Biopics of iconic musicians and bands have become increasingly popular in recent years. After movies such as Straight Outta Compton and Bohemian Rhapsody, a movie about rap icon Snoop Dogg will now be made. Industry portal Deadline reports that a director as well as a lead actor have been found for the project. Jonathan Davis has been cast in the role of Snoop Dogg. The actor is best known for the Netflix series Outer Banks, where he has been part of the main cast across all seasons to date. Craig Brewer is set to direct the film. Brewer most recently directed the Eddie Murphy films Coming to America and Dolomite Is My Name. The director already has experience in the realization of hip-hop material. He directed several episodes of the US series Empire as well as the movie Hustle and Flow, for example. Snoop Dogg himself will be involved as a producer. The musician is one of the most influential and enduring artists in hip-hop history, and the movie is set to focus on his career and his personal life and family. Given that the project is still in the early stages of production, it remains unclear when the Snoop Dogg biopic will be released. Challenger's director Luca Guadagnino was originally supposed to direct the DCU film Sergeant Rock, but that project has been shelved for the time being. Instead, he already has a new project in the works. According to various sources, a movie called Artificial is in development at Amazon MGM. It's supposed to provide a behind-the-scenes look at ChatGPT developer OpenAI. The plot focuses on a turbulent time in the year 2023. There, co-founder and CEO Sam Altman was suddenly fired from his position. However, after massive protests, he was rehired a few days later. Sources from industry magazine The Hollywood Reporter claim that Andrew Garfield is likely to play the role of Altman. That would be a good match, as Garfield has featured in a similar film before with The Social Network. This movie by David Fincher shed light on the origins of Facebook,